welcome back to the Sort of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sort of Truth series with our judgment of craft beer on the side.
Oh, that was different.
That's right. I forgot the gavel. Damn it. I got my wand here. That'll work. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and today we'll be...
No, go for it. I know what you about said.
We will be executing Chapter 14 of Temple of the Winds.
That's right.
Sorry.
We will be.
That sucked.
You read that word and went, executing, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Brr, 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 brr.
Like every time I spell checked it, it's right. That's how it's spelled. It's just weird.
Yeah, especially it's all like capital. So it like throws off your brain.
It's because I wanted to talk about it because it fucked me up. But yes, we will be executing the chapter.
Yeah, it was meant to be more exciting and dynamic,
precision.
but I failed.
You did fine, JD. Good job.
Thanks. I'm glad we're all here.
All right, so as the chapter opens, the only sound in the room is Richard's fingernail on the crossguard of his sword.
I was
click. Yeah, that's much more of a boom when you hit the
I was gonna try and find something to tap, but it's not gonna work.
Now he looks calm, but he's furious inside. But we knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was going to be very, very angry.
Yeah, everyone didn't do what he wanted, so he was not going to be super pleased.
So right now, he's trying to decide what punishment would be best for Rhaena, Berdine, Ulick, and Egan.
All of them.
All of them. It's like Rocco from Boondock Saints when they get to the room with all the gangsters, and he's just looking around. He's like, no, fuck that. All of them. Everybody's guilty. You're all going down.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody is innocent and being missed.
No. And so, in the end, he decides that it would be best to punish them with the truth.
Like a good parent does.
That's right. Like a responsible parent would. But when I read that, I was like, what?
Yeah. What the fuck does that mean? No, I also read it and was like, I don't know what you're getting at here.
You're going to make them feel bad one way or another. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. The truth. That's what
Probably no
eventually I came
corporal
around to.
punishment.
Yeah. Eventually I came around to he's just going to lecture him, huh?
Yeah. So Richard had been back for almost an hour at this point, which is way more time than he needs to figure out what happened while he was gone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, body parts and shit. You know, there was a lot of, evidence.
He probably
around.
deduced what happened on the way in, let's be honest. So they thought that he wouldn't have sent them back in the middle of the night, but they were way off about that too. Not only did he make them return that night, but then he pointed the quench oak out to the soldiers and then came back himself. Just like we were saying. That stuff. All right. Peace, guys.
Which honestly, I mean, not a terrible thing. He should have kind of done that in the first place. He probably shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
Well, we talked about it. Nadine should have been the one going with the soldiers.
Exactly. So...
And then Richard would have been there for the Marlin melee.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I surprised myself.
But yeah, there was no need for you to oversee the Quench Oak gathering.
No.
So I don't feel bad that you had to return early from your quest to gather Quench Oak, Richard. Your side quest was not the most important thing on the table.
So, drumming his finger on the tabletop, he watches his guards sweating. They also knew what happened with Marlin last night. And they knew what they did played a part in that. Berdine is the first to speak up. She says, Lord Rahl, are you mad at us for disobeying you and bringing you the Mother Confessor's message? Are you mad at us for doing the thing that we were told to do? Look down, drag your toe across the floor.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit. They know it. He knows it. He doesn't even... It's like when your kid gives you a bad excuse. You're like, no, we're not even playing that shit. Come on.
Yeah. And I mean, it is also kind of silly that Kaylin even sent them there anyways to protect Richard while he was out there on his weird-ass quest.
True.
too. So like all of it's just bullshit.
But he is very much like a dad right now.
Yeah, he is.
He is Father Rahl.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Really earning that name right now.
Well,
I guess.
we were talking about that before, and we were like, okay, Lord Rahl is like I don't know, that seems higher. Father Rahl seems much more personable. So I don't think we should, I think that Father Rahl is much more of an appropriate name for Richard.
It just has
being
to,
the guy he is.
It just has to like shake off the creepy connotations that it has for me from Darken. Because a few times it's been mentioned, it was like a weird thing.
Ah,
and I was
okay,
like,
yeah.
Ooh.
I can be your dad too, Timmy.
Yeah, so we just gotta like shake it off. Shake it off a little bit.
So suddenly he says, that's all. You're dismissed. I said that weird.
Dismissed.
Dismissed. You can go. As if standing there while he stared at them was punishment enough, which, I don't know. I would have liked it.
They're like, cool.
Direct eye contact. Extended eye contact.
Eye contact.
That's right.
Yeah.
So relieved, they all kind of start for the door, but before they leave the room, he says, before you go...
He says the most parent thing ever.
Just one more thing. I'm disappointed in you. I thought I could trust you. I can't. You're dismissed.
Ouch.
Fucking burn. That would be the truth thing he was talking about.
Yeah.
Be like, you know what? You let me down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just let it drift out there. And I don't know, to me, that seems like it wouldn't be that big of a burn, but actually it is. Because you know that's going to sit in your head for a while and you'll be like, yeah, I am a piece of shit, aren't I?
Yeah, and they all, hold honor very high, and Richard's respect is a very important thing to all of them.
Like I've said before, this is a people with which honor is currency.
Yes. So being like, my trust is in question now is a problem for them. So although
that's worse than anything else.
Even though it is kind of funny that he's just like your dad when you like he caught you sneaking out.
Responsibility.
Yeah. Now you lost the rope. You know what? You took the rope that I gave you.
The rope
and
talk.
You hung yourself with it. So now I gotta tighten the rope back up.
Yep. And now you have much less rope.
Much less rope.
So Verdine tries to argue that Ulick and her went with Richard by his command.
Yeah, facts.
Which she is not wrong
here.
We
did nothing.
He fires back by saying, oh, and had I left you here, you wouldn't have done the exact same thing? And she doesn't answer. But I would like to just insert that does not necessarily, that's not her admitting guilt. She does look sheepish, and we could guess that, she probably would have done the same thing, but still.
And, I don't know, it just feels wrong to me that the two that were literally following your orders are also thrown under the bus because you're all besties and you all think the same things, right?
Yeah, because you're all the same people.
Yeah. Oh, great. I'm glad you think that about us, that we aren't individuals in your mind.
That's right.
That's wonderful.
Well, Richard goes on to say that he would have at least set up something for her protection had he known that they were going to abandon their post. He feels foolish for having trusted them.
I just... You keep going.
It's more of point one. It's more point 1.5.
Yeah.
It's just, this is him just making them stew in it a little bit, you know?
Just twisting the knife a little bit.
And it's working. Now, she tries to reassure his trust in them by saying, but Lord Rahl, we would die for you. But this does not have the intended effect. Richard yells, and let Kaelin die? And he's like, look, you can do whatever you think is best, but from here on out, stay the fuck out of my way. Now, you are dismissed. Did I get it? Did I capture the boom?
Yeah. So, I have...
That was paraphrased, by the way. Yeah.
I just have, slight issue with the tact he has. Because, number one, I feel like a large part of his anger should be directed at Kaelin. And maybe it is, and he's not mentioning that.
We didn't see that.
But, the second part of my thought process is he's been trying to tell everybody that Kaylin is his equal, right? Anything,
True.
like, they need to listen to her just like they listen to him. So now he's saying, like, oh, and let Kaylin die. So they should have disregarded what Kaylin ordered them herself to do these things also. It wasn't like,
yeah, that's
like
true.
Kaylin just suggested it, or that they suggested it and were just like going off doing their own fucking thing and feeding chipmunks or some bullshit. No, they did what Kaylin told them, which is what you would have wanted. Or did you want them to say, no, fuck you, Richard told us to do something else, so you're not equal to Richard, you're actually, like, just
Sounds like mom and dad need to have a talk and set some boundaries for when one or the other of them is away.
Exactly. 'Cause this is really...
Otherwise, the children don't know what to do.
Yeah, it just seems misplaced to me. Like, you should be mad at Kaylin. Kaylin's the one that made these choices. She's a goddamn adult woman who chose to send away her extra protection and then chose to go into a pit and then chose to chase the motherfucker down a drainage ditch.
Ditch, bitch.
Tunnel, whatever.
Drainage tunnel, sure.
By herself with one other bitch, okay? This is all on Kaylin. It's not on anybody else. So maybe don't point your fingers at your guards who are just trying to do their goddamn best. They're just trying to do their jobs, okay? And they don't make a lot of money, I'm sure. Again.
Why aren't we empathetic tonight?
Yeah. They probably get, like, room and board, and that's it. I never see the more sit out on the town spending their dough.
Yeah, that's true. No, they're always working.
Yeah. Anyways.
Berdine says that her and Raina will be out in the hall in case Richard needs them. He says he won't need them. He only needs people he can trust.
I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be serious.
No, it's okay.
But every time that he does this little, like, I'm like, oh, sassy pants.
That's what it was, too. When she asks if he is going to need her help with the journal, he says, no, I can manage without you. I've been getting pretty good at it, so we'll see about that.
Doors on the wall.
Yep. And then when Raina asks about the chipmunks, he says maybe they'll do it another day.
First he says, no, they'll be fine, which, again, goes against...
They'll survive.
Goes against everything else that we've learned about, you know, when you feed something, it's kind of your job to continue to feed it.
But that's how you know that he's just fucking with her, see? Because he wouldn't let anything bad happen to those chipmunks.
But then Raina mentions, too, also that one of them went into her hand, and his name is Reggie. And
Reggie?
He's chubby, and he has a
with the
little fucked up
piece
tail.
Cut off his tail, yeah.
He'd probably be my favorite, too.
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah. So, that's probably, he was like, oh, yeah, Reggie. Okay, yeah, we'll go feed Reggie tomorrow.
Richard is pissed. Kaylin could have died because of what they had done. He couldn't imagine what the sort of truth would be capable of right now because he is fucking losing his mind. He has never been this angry before. As Richard thinks about the mocking finality of the prophecy, there is a small, meek knock at the door.
We don't hear the prophecy, by the way. We
do not,
it's teased.
He's
like,
just thinking about it, yeah. Well, this is the knock that he had been waiting for. He says, come in, Kara. Which is creepy if you're on the other side of that, because obviously you're in trouble. And he knows it's you. You're just like, I'm going to take two before I actually open the door, though, right?
I mean, to be fair, this girl has, she got punishment. Like, she got full body, like, cruciatoed for, like, a real long fucking time.
Yeah, she did go through some shit.
Yeah.
This is when, you catch your kid doing something dumb and you're like, well, I'm going to let you lean in. And then, you'll learn.
Yeah.
Nothing bad or like super dangerous. Not like what Kara went through.
They break an arm or fall down and have 6 seizures and it's no big deal.
No, even with like the young ones, you're like, you have a bowl of milk. I am not going to hold the bowl for you while you walk because, you might spill it. Hey, you might not. And then if not, good job. But if you did, okay, you literally spilled the milk. Don't cry about it. Let's just clean it up, and now you know how to do that too.
Yeah. Yeah, but
taking the high road.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, she has gone through a punishment all her own at this point, too. So, like, I get Richard being mad, but, like, she's tired and already in pain. Like, calm down, bud.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get to the conversation between Richard and Kara, which I know we desperately want to get to.
Desperately.
We are going to take our beer break.
Yay!
Now you have to keep listening to find out what happens. My evil plan is coming together.
Just like the old TV shows.
That's right.
Or like all of them.
We'll be back after this. Actually, right now. They used to do that. They used to fuck with me. It was awful. Anyways. Get my hopes up. What are you doing? Anyways. So tonight we are drinking Nitro Fluffer Nutter Stout. It is a marshmallow peanut butter stout on Nitro that we got from Grand Armory Brewing in Grand Haven, Michigan. Now, we have had the Fluffer Nutter before. That is, marshmallow, peanut butter, and it was very, very good. But I honestly don't think that I've ever had the Nitro of it.
No.
And so we were in Grand Haven. We went to the beach this past weekend, and I saw this there, and I was like, well, I mean, I have to, right? And I did, and I immediately thanked myself for the good decision that I made.
Yeah, did you break your arm patting yourself on the back?
I did, actually. I also need a doctor. No, the peanut butter, much like at Elk Brewing that just closed, the peanut butter at the Armory is very, very good. Like, they are doing it right. They also do the Nutter Your Business.
Oh, yeah.
Which is another peanut butter stout that is fantastic.
Yeah, and you can mix that with their jelly flavored one.
The what is it?
Mother Smucker.
Mother Smucker, yeah. You mix those together, and then you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I guess that's going to be our move from now on.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes, this one is very, very good. I highly recommend it if you guys are in the area to check that out or find it at your local store, because I believe this stuff is being shipped across the country. So you should be able to get it places.
I don't know. Yeah.
When you go to the store.
Places and stuff. Good luck.
All right. Well, we will be back
right after this.
All right. And we are back.
Yay!
They're like, we don't care what's happening in the room. And I, friends, am about to tell you. So Kara enters the office. This would also be the study at home when you're getting yelled at by your dad, or like just the living room, wherever. She is wearing her red leather. When he asks why she is, she goes, yeah, it's a Mord Sith thing. You really wouldn't understand. Okay, she didn't say that last bit, but she was like, it's a Mord Sith thing, and explained no further.
There can't have been that much time between when she was healed down there in the pit and when he got home.
No, but I'm assuming at this point she's gotten her care. She found the doctor. She went to Gary on Stentor. She got wrapped up.
She's got a bandage on her head.
She's seen the medical professional now that is here. They are here.
We're just going to assume.
They were just the second wave because this was the emergency. Yeah, we figured all that out.
Okay.
So at this point, she's probably been showered, put a new red leather outfit on because her old one was probably all fucked up, right?
Hopefully. I guess that's what I'm just wondering, is she still like, is this hours from when, or is it?
Yeah, I think this is just hours later. Okay. I don't think this is very long at all.
All right.
So he actually doesn't ask her what the Mord Sith thing is. He really doesn't care.
He's like, not the time.
Right. She asks how Kaylin's doing because it's kind of like a must-do thing. You know, you're here, it's awkward, you know you're about to be yelled, and it's like, so, small talk. How's Kaylin? I'm still a good person, right?
Yeah, because it's kind of a weird question, because Kaylin was, I mean, she had like a wound in her arm, but she's fine. Like, we all know she's fine.
She was better off than you.
Yeah, so it's a little bit weird that she's even asking Richard.
But
like,
that's why she's
just
doing it for,
just like small talk.
Yeah. Okay.
But it backfires.
Yeah, it does not go well at all. Like I said, he goes, well, she's doing better than she could have been, all things considered. Considering that I told you not to go down there, considering that, you know, he got away, considering, and he starts to lose his fucking cool. But he reins it in, and she's like, no, she'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She'll be okay. That's when Kara owns the situation, right? She tells Richard that it was her idea. Kaylin only went to stop her. She thought she had control of Marlin, but she did not, in fact, have control of Marlin. She made a mistake. But what she doesn't know is that Kaylin had already told Richard the entire truth. So none of that was going to work.
Also, it's like that would have been totally out of character. Also, that would have been like totally out of character for Kara. Like, she is totally through and through a orders person. Like, even with Kaylin. She didn't let Kaylin just talk her into it because she was like, hey, good idea. She made Kaylin make it make sense with the orders that she had been given. So for Kara...
She didn't go easily.
No. So for Kara to be like, yeah, I just like randomly decided I was going to go down into the basement and fuck with Marlin, and Kaylin had to run after me and try to stop me. Totally. That just doesn't really work. No, it doesn't play as a story. I'm sorry.
So Richard hears this, and if it says that if he wasn't so mad, he would laugh.
Yeah, because it's a laughable, like, defense.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. And then this is where it gets, like, real. He goes, look, didn't I tell you I didn't want you down there? Answer me. Didn't I specifically say? Ooh, yes. That was the mistake you made, Kara. Marlin was beyond your control, right? I'm chalking that up to not being your fault. But Kaylin is the thing that I love most, and you almost cost me that. Now, Kara owns her mistake and asks Richard if she can choose the manner of her execution. That's why she wore the red leather. Mord Sith wear them at their execution. She came here preparing to die for what she did.
Like, she believes in her beliefs so much that she's willing to do that, which is also another, point in, like, earlier why you wouldn't have just disobeyed. But I just want to, one more time, circle back to the, so Kaylin she would have gone into the pit without Kara, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Kara would have stood there and said, no, Richard said we are not to go in the pit, Kaylin. He said we are not to. I am not doing that without his, like, and then Kaylin was like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, she was going anyway. Kara literally did not have a choice in this.
She would have had to physically restrain Kaylin from going, and then you have a whole different situation on your hands.
I'll be honest, after hearing you say that, I think that's what Richard would have vouched for. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck if you got to drag her out of there kicking and screaming. Don't let her go in to see the bad guy.
Yeah, I guess that is what his ultimate thing is.
And you're here, and you're all badass and tough because you will do what it takes. If that's what it takes, then okay, do it.
But then again, mommy and daddy need to have a conversation.
That's also true.
Because if you're telling your guards that they could tell me that they could just drag me out of somewhere if I decide I'm going somewhere, we're going to have a fucking problem.
Mom told me to go in there.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah. Or she wanted to go in there, so she did. You're going to tell me I have to drag her? Like, she's going to be pissed if I drag her out.
Right.
Then I got to deal with that, and so do you tomorrow.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, okay, sorry, yes. Mord Sith execution, red leather, it's deep, and this is getting serious now. So serious face.
In the past, if a Mord Sith had served honorably, Then they would get to choose the manner of their own execution. Kara has chosen to be executed with her own aegil. Now, that is the actual honorable way. You can choose another way, it sounds like, but like getting shot with a bolt between your eyes or being hung, another manner of a quick death. But I don't know exactly what happens when you kill someone with an aegil, but I know it's very, very painful, whatever it is.
I mean, you might be able to stop their heart quickly and make it quick.
Okay, yeah,
but,
I can see that.
I would say it's probably similar. You know how like samurai, it was only like honorable if they were killed in a certain way. Like if they were to be executed, they had to like kill themselves.
I think
something.
That was you might be right. Maybe it was the samurai
with their sword.
Yeah, if they did something, and I forget what it is, but there were like rules they had to follow, and if they broke those rules, then they could do, and I don't even know the name of it. It's very, very interesting though. They would have to commit ritual suicide in front of the emperor to prove that even though they did a bad thing, that they were actually loyal.
Yeah, honorable.
And so they would stab themselves and like twist it and like jerk it in different ways. And at the first sign of them showing pain, they would have their number 2 ready to like cut their head off, because the goal was to get through it without showing any sign of weakness.
See, I don't even know about all that.
To prove that you were like that loyal. Yes, that's all, every bit of fact. It is extremely interesting.
I was just...
But honor is a big deal.
Yeah, I was, being killed with their own weapon, same vein.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of thought. So, yeah, I just think it's probably something along those lines.
But Richard denies this request. He's like, denied.
Nah.
Not gonna do that. I'm trying to make light because, okay. He tells her that while there be many unforgivable betrayals, there are no unforgivable mistakes. And if we put people to death for fucking up, then we would have been dead a long time ago, or I would have been dead a long time ago. He has made mistakes too, big ones. And he's still around.
Yeah, he made a definite distinction between, like, a mistake is something you do not knowing. That's, you weren't doing it intentionally. A betrayal is something you did on purpose, and that's fucked.
Yeah.
And you can't forgive somebody who does something on purpose that's fucked. But if you do something that's fucked on accident, we can...
Or you were told to do something bad, which is kind of a slippery slope, I get. But in this specific situation...
we can work with it if it was an accidental fuck up. Yeah.
Well, Kara says that a Mord Sith knows when she's earned execution. And she has. And that if he won't do it, then she's going to do it herself. When he asks her if she wants to die, she goes, no, but I deserve it. Now, he can see the resolve in her eyes. She means it. She is definitely going to kill herself if he, just gives her a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, if he's like, dude, chill the fuck out, go have a beer, it's gonna be fine. She's gonna be like, okay, and then go jump off the cliff.
Yes, I will do that right now. I will go relax. And since now we're at the standoff, she's like, kill me with an aegil. Richard's like, nah, I ain't doing that. She goes, well, I'm gonna kill myself then. This is where the standoff happens. They're staring at each other.
Ooh, I can't do the Old West whistle. Do, do, do.
Yeah, you got it. But this is where, something has to happen. Richard needs to make a decision. And he does. He follows her right down her path of madness. Richard draws the sword of truth.
These moments, they're meant to be very, he's connecting with her, but it is, Richard is a little bit crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, he's going apeshit. Fucking bonkers right now. I mean, I get that he's mad. I do. And I know that there are magical reasons now. We know this, that he is getting, that he does what he does here in a second.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, if you didn't know any of that information, yeah. You'd be like, ooh, this guy is losing
his mind.
Look, I get he might want me to die, but I'm just also going to say maybe second opinion, right?
Yeah.
Maybe let's ask Kaylin what she thinks, because this guy,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, maybe we could all
Looks a little unhinged.
take a nap before we make any big decisions, okay? Like life-altering decisions, okay?
Well, this is when Richard says, magic, then, will be your judge and executioner.
Oh, great.
Look at me. You will look into my eyes while I kill you. She slowly raises her eyes to look in his, and this is when Kara finally breaks. She failed Richard. True. But she's been denied an honorable death with her own Aegil. Any good thing she's ever done, any sacrifice she's ever made for her duty has been for nothing. Her life has officially been deemed a waste. For this reason, and this reason alone, Kara cries.
Well, yeah, because that's like a big deal.
Yeah, it's a very big deal. Everything we've read about Kara so far, she's not going to be the crier. I'm sorry, but she ain't doing it. She could have done the samurai twisty suicide thing, and I guarantee you her face would not have flinched.
Yeah. She just, she's done her best to be her best ever since she fucked up when she was a child.
Yeah.
So to not be able to go out her best is pretty cutting.
Richard.
Cutting. Sorry. Anyways.
No. Those of you who got it. And those of you that are on my plane of existence who just now got it, will all laugh just in slightly different time frames, and that'll be okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Richard draws the blade across his arm. This is where we're saying crazy pants, okay? He draws the blade across his arm, drawing blood.
Dripping it all over the carpet.
And then touches the blade to his forehead, saying, "Blade, be true this day." Which is actually, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I love that quote. And I see all the Sword of Truth tattoos, and I'm like, I don't just want to get just another Sword of Truth tattoo. But like, if I was going to do it, it would definitely be the sword with the scroll and the font where it said "Blade, be true this day" wrapped around the sword, and that would be fucking sweet.
Blood dripping all over it.
Yeah, this would be the scene right here. His knuckles are white, and then he loosed his wrath. She failed him. Kaylin could be dead, and it was her fault. This is the only way. And he commits himself to cleaving her in two as he swings the sword towards her face.
Yeah, like he fully puts himself in like a frenzy of anger about it. He doesn't let himself think about any of the good parts of Kara in this moment. He's fully working himself up and being angry about the one bad thing that she fucking did.
The one.
That actually is Kaylin's fault, but whatever. And it just, if this is the last moment that Kara is alive, after everything that they've been through, it would be such a shame if that's the last moment. Like, that's the last thing she sees in Richard's face out of everything that they've gone through is anger over that one stupid fucking thing that's Kaylin's fucking fault.
Yeah.
Instead of any remorse or any sadness or anything. Like, if this is her last moment, it's shitty of Richard. I get what he's doing.
Yeah.
I understand. I get where we go. I know he has to fully commit to use the sword, but that would suck so bad.
I mean, more than anything, what we know about Kara is that with her big, tough facade, and I'm going to say that, I mean, she is tough, don't get me wrong. She's every bit as badass as she seems to be, but really, she needs a fucking hug. And she would just appreciate a fucking hug. You know what I mean? That's what, when Kaylin was like, I just want to hug Richard right now, even though it was all your fault, Kara unknowingly was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I need.
Exactly.
But while Kaylin had a talk with Richard that apparently we're not going to see, Kara gets Richard swinging a sword at her face.
Yeah.
One quick note. I understand that swinging a sword at a face is probably gonna kill a person.
He was gonna cleave her in two, Nate.
But like, okay, okay, I guess that's what it is. With a normal sword, you're not almost given a guarantee of going all the way through whatever you're gonna cut through.
No.
Right, with the sword of truth,
Magic
you definitely
sword.
will. Yes, magic sword, we're going straight. Okay,
No,
you know what? Then I take back what I was gonna say, because I was like, you would go for a more efficient way, I feel like.
No, I just hope to God that he has fucking stone floors in his office, because he's bleeding all over himself. And if he were to do this, if he was to
He's gonna
cleave
get
her
it on
in
the
two,
carpet.
he would have a whole ass Mort Sith cleaved in two all over his carpet. Like, I just hope that for the housekeeper's sake, there's not any carpets. It's all stone.
No, not by the draperies.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, come on.
Jesus, I'm never gonna get that. It's gonna smell. It's gonna smell for at least 3 weeks.
Well, blade midair, swinging. It is whistling. The tip is whistling. Just over there, tip whistling. I'm sorry, that's a funny word. I thought of it earlier and I was like, no, it's too serious. And then I decided, no, we're going for
Tip whistling.
because tip whistling is funny.
Wow.
And we need some levity.
Wow.
But the blade stops an inch away from Kara's face. She stares up at Richard, shaken. He says, there will be no execution today. When she asks how the blade could just stop, he goes, I don't know, man. The sword decided that you get to live, so we better not question it. That's what happened. Magic stuff.
If your body was moving with that much momentum forward, and you just immediately
that would hurt
got
like hell.
stopped in the right?
Yeah.
Like it would cause a problem
Because
for him, right?
It stops like it thunked into wood,
Yeah.
right? So like, okay, if it's wood, then maybe it actually started the deceleration somewhere over her head, not
So
like
he knew a little sooner
so it's
than
not
we
like
thought.
he's hitting steel to where he
Yeah.
goes full speed until it arcs out. It does slow it down on the way. So
Okay.
maybe it doesn't hurt, but that is a good point, because if it did just like bing stop, that would hurt like hell.
Yeah, he seemed to have a lot behind that.
Now, Richard was fully committed to executing her just there, but he also knew that the sword wouldn't harm an ally. He was counting on that. I'd like to add, he was counting heavily on that.
He was like, pretty sure in my heart I like this chick. Hopefully that's enough.
But he also did have his doubts, and having doubts when using the sword of truth could harm a friend or spare an enemy. She was guilty of putting Kaelin in danger. Kinda. And it really wasn't on purpose. So there's just enough gray area to cause Richard to not be fully sure.
I also feel like, I don't know, his thought process is a little flawed on not considering context. When he was,
Context is important.
When he was being so angry and ran, like, with the sword. I get that the sword makes him more angry, right? And he can't really think about anything but the anger. But I feel like the doubt, I don't know. The fact that doubt is the problem here, and the fact that you were so focused on the one little problem without any context, feels like a big issue. Like, if you can't think about context because you're so angry, then I don't know. That's a problem for the sword. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting to me because we were reminded again of the sword's mechanics and how it does play around with doubt, but it will lean towards what the wielder of the sword of truth thinks.
Yeah, your POV.
So you could be wrong and then fully believe that you did the right thing. But to you, that would be the truth. But it might not have necessarily been, and it all gets very, very murky.
Yeah, like if you're reading a book, right? And the villain is super duper fucking clear to you while you're reading the book. And if you had to choose who to kill in the middle of reading that book, and you were like, I would stab the fuck out of that villain, right?
Yeah.
And they would die because you believe the fuck out of that. And then you find out 2 chapters later that they actually were the good guys trying to save everybody, and the
They were
bad guy
just
was
doing
actually
some
your best
shady shit in
friend.
the process.
Then it wouldn't matter at all.
No.
Because magic doesn't work that way.
And then you would know the truth, and that would suck.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have been able to stab your best friend who actually was the one plotting the whole time. Because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's my bestie. It's fine. So it's actually kind of shitty.
Yeah. Well, what Richard did know is that he had to fully commit to what he was doing so Kara would... I just now did it. Attribute. She would attribute her forgiveness to the sword's magic and not to Richard. Because if Richard just let her off the hook, she was going to kill herself. We know that. So the only way, like, this is where he's like hedging his bet. He's like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I shouldn't. But if I don't, then she's definitely going to kill herself. So this is insane. But he followed her down the path of madness. Like, this was a choice he made. He was like, all right, we're going crazy with this shit. Let's see what happens. Because if he didn't, she was going to die.
Yeah.
So at least this way, Richard can have a little bit of closure. Be like, okay, she's an ally. She's not dying.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's not on
in
him.
my heart, she wasn't really trying to hurt anybody. I know that.
No, but he was, though.
I'm mad, but I know that. No, but she wasn't. Like,
right.
He can be as pissed as he wants, but he knows it wasn't on purpose. So it kind of pops his anger bubble a little bit.
His anger bubble.
Yeah. Like, you know, when
Not
somebody...
the protective one around her, though, and we're glad for that.
It's that moment when you're, like, in an argument that you really, really fucking hate. When you're worked up, you're pissed, and then somebody makes a really, really good fucking point that just defuses every argument that you have, and you're
just
like,
oh, what am I even mad about then?
I want to be so mad, but you made such a... Oh, okay. Okay. We're done, I guess.
Ice cream. And that's how it ends. All right. Well, this prevented that from happening, from her killing herself.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it took judgment out of Richard's hands, which I'm sure is relief when you're about to execute somebody that you know you love.
It wasn't my fault. It was a sword.
Yeah. God, it was totally out of my control, man.
Yeah. Later, when you all go to dinner and they're all like, where's Kara? And you're like, well, you know, like, she came in. I thought I was going to do this really cool thing where it didn't kill her, but the sword decided.
Oops. So he helps Kara get to her feet, and when she promises to do her best with the life she's been given now, Richard pulls her head to his chest, and in a hug...
Which is what he wanted the whole time, too.
Hug, he says, that's all I ask, Kara. By the way, full tears at work. I gotta start taking notes at home because this is total bullshit. I can't be listening to this and like, totally feeling for this moment right here and be like, oh, nope. Keep it together, buddy. Grab another one of them rags.
Yeah, because it's all high emotions the whole time, and everybody just really wants to hug it out and be done. But this is the moment where he kind of relaxes a little bit and is like, okay.
Yeah. This is still Father Rahl here.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, this is the less intense dad. Like, okay, I have made my point.
I love you.
Now let me make it better, please.
I'm so glad nobody died.
Yeah. Well, as she makes to leave the room, Richard reminds her that she still will need to be punished. Oh no, you're not getting off that easy. You're not getting off with an almost execution. No, it's got to be something more than that.
All the shit you went through and the almost execution, that wasn't enough.
That's right. So tomorrow afternoon, they're going to be feeding the chipmunks.
Aww.
When she's like, huh? What? He goes, wait, do you want to feed the chipmunks? She's like, oh, fuck no. Nope. He goes, well, then that's your punishment.
There you go.
Bring Raina and Berdine. They need to be punished too. And if you ask me, who's getting really punished here is Ulick and Egan, because they were just dismissed and they don't even get to feed the chipmunks.
Yeah, they don't get any little bonuses.
Just sent them off like, okay.
Yeah, no like beef jerky down in the fridge or anything. No. But it is nice because at the end here, him saying, bring Raina and Berdine, he's obviously cooled down on them too. So, it's cool.
Well, murdering someone will do that.
Almost.
That's why killers have a cooling off period.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, you murder somebody, you just get real chill afterwards. That's just what I hear. I've never personally done it.
You sound pretty familiar.
No, I've read the book. That's how I know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on
No more
you.
questions. Well, as Richard closes the door, he leans against it and closes his eyes. He's getting sick at what he had almost done. But, I mean, he did save her life, so 50-50. But when the prophecy flashes into his mind again, and I want to clarify here, not like he's having a prophecy. He is just thinking.
About it.
He is considering the prophecy. When it flashes into his mind, then he gets nauseous. He drops to his knees in cold sweat and dread. And that is the end of the chapter.
Again, we aren't fucking told what the fucking prophecy is. They're just like, hey, yeah, you know that thing that's really pissing everybody off? Nah.
No, all we know at this point is just what Jagang said it said.
Yeah, and apparently it's really bugging Richard.
I would like to say unreliable narrator, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for sure, but Richard is obviously upset about it.
Yeah, he is. I mean, and we don't know. Kalen may or may not know. We don't know what he saw when, but like, yeah. We feel really good about Kara and like that whole situation. Still don't know anything about what he's going to do. And like, I think this is Richard struggling with the fact that, okay, he's got this one giant ass problem here. Kalen almost died. He's got to dole out some raw justice. But like, he also has a war that he's fighting and magic dudes coming into his home and trying to kill him. And he's no closer to solving that.
No.
Not to mention the troops shitting themselves to death. Like, he's got a lot to deal with. And as
Nadine.
a reader, reading Terry Good... And as a reader, reading Goodkind's books, where he just likes to pile on those problems, now Richard gets to deal with that a little bit. So I know how he feels.
Yeah.
I've been in his shoes.
But he worked quick. He said he had been back for a fucking hour, and he's obviously been down to the pit already. And then talked to Kalen, and he's like all set up in his office, ready to fucking deal out punishments. Like, he worked quickly. The palace is not a small place either, so he was trucking.
He knows all the tricks.
Yeah.
The first day he was there, he walked the whole thing and memorized it, so he knows all the ways.
Oh, that makes sense. He's a wood guy.
He would.
He would, because he's a wood guy.
Yes.
Wood guy.
There's wood in this castle, therefore I can be a guide in here too. Well, all right. Before we let you guys go, and because that was kind of an intense one, even though we laughed our way through it, I thought it would be cool to read a listener email.
That sounds cool.
It is cool. It's not something we do a lot. But, you know, the more we get, the more I'm like, maybe we should. And this one brought me up. This was really cool. And I could read it if it wasn't clicked off. There it is.
Don't call me out like that.
No, I'm sorry.
Nobody else would have known.
I needed to vamp for time. All right. Well, this email says, hello, Nate and Jade.
Hi.
I saw the attached pic and thought of your podcast and had to chuckle. I found your podcast in April this year and have been listening to episodes while I exercise.
Good for you.
Fuck yeah. I have to say, you guys have been helping me stay fit. I look forward to the podcast. It motivates me to get off the couch and into my workout daily so I can listen to an episode.
Oh, wow.
I've lost 25 pounds since late May.
That's amazing.
Thanks for helping me achieve that. Your podcast has definitely contributed in a big way. You're fucking welcome, man. That's awesome.
I wish I could motivate myself like that. Holy shit. Yeah, good for you. Congratulations.
I think I found your 25 pounds. It's over here. I sit and talk in microphones a lot, you know? So
I eat snacks.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
I love snacks.
And eat beer. Eat beer?
This guy's got it mastered, though.
Yeah.
He's doing it right, and that's fucking awesome. I applaud you for having the willpower that I do not, my friend.
Yes.
I am at your 98th episode and want to catch up to your new ones as soon as they release. Thanks, Doug.
That's pretty awesome.
That is so fucking awesome. Doug, I am happy to hear that you're doing well. It's always good to hear that, like, our book friends are out there living their lives and making them better. and doing awesome shit.
Yeah, it is.
And you know what? Thank you back for choosing to listen to us while you were making it happen.
Yeah. That motivates me to keep doing this.
Fuck
Ha!
yes, it does. I am
Or
supercharged.
Co-motivated,
Co-motivated?
Cross-motivating? I don't know.
Hey, it could be a thing.
Yeah, we'll make it a thing.
And also, you know, if you want to say that listening to this podcast helped somebody lose weight, then I don't think that's a bad marketing strategy either.
Listen to us. You will lose weight.
Not saying will. You gotta have.
You could.
You've gotta have.
You could.
The willpower and the determination of my man Doug to get it done. But if you do, done deal, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I was thinking more of the way, like, telemarshals. That's not even the right word.
No, we don't want to lie in an ad. That would be bad.
That would be. We just don't do ads.
Well, if you want to tell us what you thought of this chapter, you can write an email to podcastatt@gmail.com. If you want to see what we're up to during the week, you can follow us on all of our social medias at podcastatt. And if you want extra episodes where we go a little bit deeper into each chapter or things we find interesting, you can find us on patreon.com/podcastatt. Of course, you can always help us out by leaving a review on iTunes or anywhere you're listening to this show. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you real soon.